Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to channel DEVOPS-TECHSTACK. We are introducing a new course, Ansible from beginner to advanced with real-time projects. In this course, you will be learning end-to-end concepts and implementations of Ansible in industry. Now let us begin. So in the today's agenda, we'll be covering introduction to Ansible, how to set up Ansible on VirtualBox, what is YAML, what is inventory files, how playbooks are being written, what are different playbook variables, how the looping concept works in Ansible, what is roles, and then I'll show you a real-time live demo project. So the first thing comes in our mind, why Ansible? So Ansible is very powerful tool. It's used for provisioning. Provisioning means creating an infrastructure. It is used for configuration management. That means any config level changes. It can be operating system level config changes, database level config changes, or any provisioning, any software installation on top of your machines. Those all work can be done using Ansible. Using Ansible, you can deploy any type of applications. If you have to follow some security compliance using Ansible, you can follow that as well. So Ansible is really a powerful and agentless tool. If I have to talk about agentless, in Ansible, you just need to install Ansible on a single computer, and without installing any agent on any of other machines in your infrastructure, Ansible will be working. Ansible uses SSH mechanism to connect to all the infrastructures in your organizations. Now, when we talk that similar thing can be done using scripts also, then why Ansible? In a script, you need to invest a lot of time, lot of coding skills is needed. Maintenance of scripts is also difficult sometimes. Ansible is written in very easy language. You can easily read YML files. It takes very less time to do any complicated tasks as well. You don't need any coding skills, and maintenance is also too much easy using Ansible. So there are different use cases of Ansible. If we talk, maybe you can be a system admin, there can be a test team, or there can be a delivery team. What they have to exactly do, they have to write Ansible playbooks, and they can do any stuff which they are doing using programming languages. Ansible can do the similar kind of tasks. Like you have to create a number of instances. Yes, it can help you to do. You have to provision a server. Ansible can help you to provision a server. You have to push a operating system image. Ansible can do that as well. If you want to configure the server, Ansible can be used to configure those servers. If you have to follow multiple security services or security guidelines, Ansible can help you to do that. If you have to deploy any applications, you can do using Ansible. So how exactly Ansible is working? You will have a computer that is called Ansible Management Node or Ansible Controller Machine. On that system, you will be writing all your playbooks and you will be maintaining an inventory. What is inventory? Inventory is just a list of servers where exactly you want to do any changes or apply your Ansible playbooks. So inventory is a file in that you have to mention the list of all servers. Then you have to run your playbook specifying the inventory details. It will use the SSH protocol or SSH mechanism to connect to any host in your infrastructure, and whatever the changes you have written in your playbooks, those all changes will be applied to your infrastructures. Now let us start with Ansible setup. So for installing Ansible, we'll be using this link. The link has been provided in the video. Yeah, so we'll follow the official documentations of Ansible and the same steps we'll be doing in our specific operating system. For our lab setup, I'll be using CentOS operating system installed in VirtualBox using a DevOps tool that is Vagrant. Vagrant is really a powerful tool. Using Vagrant, it makes our life very easy. We can directly interact to VirtualBox and all the stuff can be done using command line. So what is Vagrant? Vagrant is a open source integration tool which works with a platform like VirtualBox, Microsoft Hypervisor, VMware, etc. This is very time saving tool for creating virtual machines in very fast manner to configure them, installing any packages on top of it, or integrating your virtual platform with tools like Ansible. Everything can be done using this Vagrant. So for our lab setup, I will be using VirtualBox and Vagrant. Now let us start. What we'll be doing, we'll be installing two software. One is VirtualBox and one is Vagrant. Softwares I have already downloaded in my system, so I will not be showing you the steps how to download it, but the link of download I will be attaching into video itself. But I assume you have downloaded VirtualBox and Vagrant in your system. What you have to do, you have to create a specific folder in your system. Once I created Ansible folder, go there and just create a file called Vagrant file. The first letter should be capital letter and then write the name as it is. In the file, put this content. I'll explain you a high level meaning of this content. So let us understand it. What I am doing, I am trying to configure a machine where the operating system is CentOS 7. The configuration for that machine is defining the name of machine, that is Ansible controller, and one more machine I am creating, that machine name is node 1. Now once you put the this configuration into your Vagrant file, what you have to do, very first command to start your Vagrant machine is Vagrant up. So let us wait till the machine is getting boot up. Once machine is started, then I'll show you how to go inside the machine, what all kind of operations we can do in the system, everything I'll be showing you. So guys, as you can see, the machines are already up. Now what we have to do, we have to do the Vagrant SSH. So what exactly this command is doing? This command will make sure that we are connecting to the machine. But initially you have seen we are starting two machines in our system. One was Ansible controller and other was node 1. So when you will specify Vagrant SSH, you have to make sure you are giving the machine name also. So let us put the machine name Ansible controller. So now you can see I am inside the machine Ansible controller. So your machine is ready. So first machine is ready. Let us exit from here and check that second machine you are able to connect or not. So Vagrant SSH node 1. Let us see we can go inside the machine or not. Yes, so we can happily connect to our second machine also. So now you have two systems ready. One is Ansible controller. That machine I will be doing all the setup of Ansible. And the second computer will be working as a normal machine in our infrastructure. And then we'll try to do all the automations in node 1 just by sitting into Ansible controller machine. So exit node 1. Now let us go in Ansible controller machine. Okay. Now you can see we are connected to a user. That user name is Vagrant. So whenever you do any installation in your system, you need to be authorized person to do that. So in Linux boxes, we always have to switch to the user. The username will be root. So how to switch to the user? Sudo su is switch user and then the username is root. So now I am connected to the root user. What we have to do? We have to follow the official documentations to install it. So let us see what is the command. So our system is CentOS. How exactly I can say our system is CentOS? Let us verify. So there is a file called Red Hat-release. You can see CentOS Linux 7.8 2003. So this is CentOS 7.8 version. We can confirm that our operating system is CentOS only. So for CentOS, what to do? First, you have to install EPEL release and then you have to install Ansible. So what you have to do? Yum install EPEL-release Hyphen Y means yes. So whatever the prompt it will get, every place it will put yes. So let us execute it. Okay, so EPEL release is installed in our system. What was the next command? Next command was to yum install Ansible. Let us run it. Sudo, even you type in the beginning or not, it's not needed because you are already connected to the root user. So yum install Ansible -y for yes for each of the options. You can see Ansible package is already getting installed here, and you can see this is downloading Ansible 2.9 in our system and installation in progress. So you can see installation is completed successfully. Now, how to verify Ansible has been installed successfully or not? So you can run the command Ansible -version. So you can see if you are getting output for this command means Ansible is installed. So you can see Ansible 2.9.27 is installed in your system. The configuration file for Ansible is located in etc/ansible/ansible.cfg. The module path is mentioned here. The executable binary is in /bin/ansible folder, and then Python version in your system default is 2.7.5. So Ansible is installed successfully in our machine. I hope this is clear till now. Let us understand YAML. So YAML is one of the most popular data serialization language. In Ansible, we will be using YAML to write all our Ansible code. It is human readable and simple to understand for writing configuration files. All the configuration files will be written using YAML language in Ansible. YAML files either have the extension .yaml or .yml. YAML stands for yet another markup language, but it is not a markup language completely. Now, in YAML language, the indentation really matters a lot. So a YAML file relies on white space and indentation to indicate nesting of YAML. Only spaces can be used for indentation in YAML file. The number of spaces used for indentation does not matter as long as they are consistent. Just understand this example. So you have tutorial colon. This is nesting level 1. Now -yml colon nesting level 2. You are using two spaces right side aligned to the tutorial. Now you have name, type and born. You see they are again right aligned, and number of spaces inside the YML section will not matter. Only it can be 1, 2, 3, as many spaces you want to put, but all the elements should be inconsistent same line. So YAML is not a markup language, something like this. Here name you see is in the same indentation as type, same indentation is born. So this is one example of YAML. Now YAML has one more option called mapping. Generally you map the associated key values which are unordered. Like example you see name colon whatever the name contains, type whatever the type contains, and born whatever the born date. Now these are unordered. Any order you can write it, and this is mapping, like one key is there and the key has some value, one key is there, it has some values. So this is mapping in YAML. Apart from that, you have sequences in YAML. Sequences is something like list or arrays, you can say in YAML. Sequences in YAML are represented by using the hyphen and space. They are ordered and can be embedded inside a map using indentation. How exactly it happens? See, languages, and there are multiple languages. So you have YML, Java, XML, Python, C, C++. So all the sequence you are representing with a hyphen. So languages, inside the language, you have multiple languages. So you are putting it right align with hyphen which is representing the sequence of elements which is associated to the languages. Comments in YAML. YAML file also supports comments unlike JSON. A comment starts with hash symbol. Like here you are writing hash, comments inside the YML file can be added by following hash character. So you have to remember any comments you can start with hash symbol in YAML. All these stuff I will be showing you guys practically in Ansible Playbook, and we'll understand a lot of concepts through program itself. So all the Ansible playbooks we'll be writing, and then we'll understand how exactly these concepts are working in Ansible. Thank you. Let us start with Ansible code implementations, and we'll see each and every examples with real-time use cases in Ansible. So let us start. So I have right now two machines. One machine in the last video, as I told, one machine is Ansible controller and the other machine is node 1. So Ansible controller I am connected, and the another tab you can see I am doing SSH to node 1. You can see now it's connected to node 1. Let us connect as a root user, clear the screen. So now you have two screens, one of Ansible controller and another machine named as node 1. In Ansible, we will run some ad hoc commands. What is exactly ad hoc command? Ad hoc command is which is not written in a file. You directly fire the command at your command prompt and you see the results. So let us do one thing. From sitting on this machine, sitting on the Ansible controller, let us try to ping node 1 and see it's working or not. So what is the command? Ansible, then your machine name or machine detail. Your machine name here is 10.9.8.15. This is IP address of node 1. M means module. I'll explain about the modules in coming lectures, but you just understand M is right now we are using to run any of the module, or hyphen Ansible IP address of the machine or the host name of machine, and then hyphen M option, and then suppose there is a module available in Ansible called ping module. So I am trying to ping to the another machine, that is node 1. Let us see what happens. So what I am telling, you will try to use Ansible command as a ad hoc command. We are not writing any code right now. On the command prompt itself, I am trying to run this ping. What is ping exactly? Ping is a command which is mainly used to check the connectivity of the systems, either you are able to reach to that system or not. But here, after running this command, what you see 10.9.8.15 is unreachable. And what message I got? Failed to connect to host via SSH, permission denied. Means there is no connectivity on route between Ansible controller and Vagrant machine. Now, the important part comes here. How to make the connectivity between node 1 and Ansible controller? So there are multiple ways to do that actually, but the most important way is make the passwordless connection between this system and node 1. How to do that? Here we are connected as a root user. How I can check? I can check using id command that I am connected as the root user. Now what you have to do, you have to go to cd/root. There will be a hidden folder .ssh. It's there. Now what you have to do here, you have to generate a key for this system. What is the command? ssh-keygen. Just press default value and enter. Now key is generated. How to check? ls command. Using ls-ltr, I can see a key is generated. You have to pick the public key. So how to check that public key? Cat id_rsa.pub. What you have to do? Copy this key and go to the node 1. In node 1, again go to root folder and then .ssh folder. But here you see .ssh folder is not existing. So what you can do? You can go to the root folder and then you can create a folder .ssh. Now go inside .ssh folder and create a file. Name of file should be authorized _keys. And what you have to do? You have to paste the key which you have generated on the controller machine. So paste the key here. Save this file So this is saved. Now what you have to do? You have to change the permission of this authorized key file. So chmod 600 authorized key. This chmod command is mainly used to change the permissions of the file. Now go one back, and here you can do chmod 700 for .ssh folder. Now how I can validate that connectivity is working or not? Let us see. SSH 10.9.8.15 and see. So you can see now connectivity worked perfectly and you are able to connect to node 1. Now exit from here. Now let us do one thing. Let us run your Adhoc commands again. So how to run the Adhoc command? I have already told you. Ansible, the IP address of the machine, -m is representing the module, and then whatever the module, ping module, to check the connectivity of machine 2. So let us run it now. Here you got the message that is success message. This means you were able to establish the connections from your Ansible controller to node 1 and ping is working perfectly. Suppose you don't want to run the ping command, you want to run something else. You can do that as well. So there is an option called -a, which represents arguments. You suppose you want to run the date command. You can run the date command here. You can see you are getting, it's getting changed, and message you are getting date, which is written from 10.9.8.15. Suppose you want to see the machine name, that you are really on the correct machine or not. So just run the command host name. Here you can see you are on node 1. So sitting on Ansible controller, now we can make our connectivity to node 1. I hope till now everything is clear for you guys. So we have tried two Adhoc command. One command which is normally using the module, ping module, to make the connectivity. Another -a option which I have used, that is argument. As a argument, you can run any command on the target system. In our case, the target system was node 1. Now, let us understand that if you have to run very complicated task, like you want to install, suppose you want to install Jenkins on a system, you have to install Java prior to installing Jenkins. If you have to write a longer lines in your code, Adhoc command is really not going to help in those cases, because whatever the command you are writing, that is not permanently saved in your disk or in your system. So whenever you close the system, all the commands will be lost. So to make your code persistent, we have to save the code in a file. So in our case, what we will be doing, we'll start writing playbooks. So whenever Adhoc commands cannot be used, wherever your code length is very big, wherever you want to store your code into a file, that file will be exactly your playbooks. So how to create a playbook? We'll be using VI editor. VI, your playbook name. Suppose my playbook name is first play. .yaml, or you can type .yml. Both the extensions are valid. What you have to do, whenever you will start writing your playbooks, the first line will always start with triple hyphen. Triple hyphen means under this triple hyphen, you are having a list of items associated to this playbook. Now, always you have to make sure that your playbook is assigned a name. So hyphen name, suppose this is my first playbook. So this is my first playbook. Or you can write any relevant name in your use case. Next is you have to specify the host, which all machines exactly you want to run this playbook. In our case, we are putting all. All means as many machines we have in our files, inventory files, we are specifying here. Then you have to specify a very important line, that is tasks. So all your Ansible commands, all the modules, everything will be written inside the task section. Now, the name of your module. So what is the name of your module which you want to use? In our case, I want to install something. So I can put install Java. So for installations, you have a module available in Ansible. That is, one module is called yum module we have in Ansible. So yum, and then you can put the name of softwares, that is Java, and maybe you want to install the latest version of Java. So state is equal to state colon latest. Now let us save this code. So once I save the code, you can run the code. So Ansible hyphen playbook, your playbook name, and you have to specify your server or machine where exactly you want to run this code. So I can put I depends, we can specify the name of servers or host where you want to run this playbook. I'm using hyphen I is denoting inventory, and inventory can be written in a file. What is inventory? Inventory is collection of machines where you want to run or apply your playbooks. In our case, we can either specify the host name using hyphen I option directly, or you can specify the file name. Suppose I'm right now just specifying 10.9.8.15, which is my host name. That's it. Let us see what happens. So here I got one message that skipping no host has matched my inventory. So what we can do? Hyphen I comma. This will denote that you are specifying the host name explicitly. So now let us run it. So you can see this time your playbook is running. So the first sections we have written is, this is my first playbook. Then it is gathering facts. Now in our mind, one question can come, what is gathering facts? So whenever you run any Ansible playbooks, it connects to the target system and it tries to gather all the information related to that system. You may have one question in your mind, what kind of information it is collecting? It collects the available memory in the system, available RAM in the system. It collects information about available disk. It collects information about all the kernel level parameters. So all the system specific parameters is being collected by this gather facts mechanism available in Ansible. So here you can see changed is one, and you can see playbook recap is on this machine. The changes has been completed successfully. You did not receive any error. So Java should be installed in your target computer. Let us check the second node that Java is installed or not. So Java hyphen hyphen version. Sorry, Java hyphen version is the command. So Java hyphen version, and you can see Java is installed in your system. Now, suppose what you want to do, you want to install Jenkins also in the same system. Now, what we can do, we can write one more task. So parallel to these tasks, one more task I can write that will install Jenkins. So install Jenkins. Again, the alignment you have to take care, and yum module you can use yum, and then you can use name colon, name is Jenkins, and state is the latest version of Jenkins you want to install. So state colon latest. Now what you can do, you can run the same command again. So Ansible hyphen playbook, your playbook name hyphen I is inventory, and we are specifying the machine name explicitly here. Since we are specifying the machine name, that's why we are putting comma. If you are specifying the file name, then you don't need to put comma there. So now let us run it. So here you can see we got one error that no package matching Jenkins found or installed or updated in the system. So when yum module we were running, there was some problem and it was not able to install Jenkins in the system. That's fine, but at least it tried to install Jenkins in our system. I'll show you in the next video how exactly to fix the issue and how we can make sure that Jenkins is getting installed in our system. But as of now, you understand that it is trying to install Jenkins. Java was already installed, but Jenkins is failing. We'll fix this problem soon. So, as a recap, what all stuff right now we understood, I'll explain those concepts. So, first thing I told you about Ansible inventory. So, what is inventory? An Ansible inventory is a collection of managed hosts we want to manage with Ansible for various automations and configuration management tasks. Typically, when starting with Ansible, we define a static list of hosts known as inventory. By default, the inventory is stored in etc Ansible hosts file, but you can specify a different location with -i flag or the Ansible CFG configuration file. So you can define something like this. Here in the right side, you can see the examples. Web servers. In the web server, you have two machines. Databases, you have two machines. Now, in our case, if we have to define the inventory instead of using the host name, what we can do, we can either use our default Ansible inventory, which is at the location /etc Ansible hosts file. This is our default inventory. These all are hashed line. You can remove all the lines from inventory. So let us remove each and every lines which is available in this inventory. So and now I have cleared all the lines in the default inventory file, and we can define our inventory. So how we can define? We can put the machine details directly, like 10. In our case, it was 10.9.8.15. This is the machine name, and you can define the alias name for it, like your alias name was node1. So this is your inventory file. Now you can run the playbook, same playbook. This time with I, we don't have to specify, because the default inventory file, it will go and read by default. If some machines are specified there, it will automatically pick that file and it will run your playbook. So let us see how it works. Okay, so here I got one error and no host match. So in inventory there was one mistake. What mistake it was? We were having node 1 written there. So what exactly I have done? I have removed that node 1 and then I try to run the playbook again. So now let us run. So you can see now it's trying to install Java again. Java is okay because Java was already installed. It is again trying to install Jenkins, but there is some problem in Jenkins installation. It's okay. We'll cover that part later. But you can see you don't have to specify the machine name explicitly. By default, it is picking the inventory information from etc Ansible host. But suppose in our case, I don't want to use the default inventory. I want to create my own inventory file. You can create here like this. Vi your inventory file name, any name you can put. Suppose I am putting simple inventory.txt file. It's fine, you can specify. Just put the machine details. So 10.9.8.15. Okay. Now, when you run your playbook, Ansible-playbook, your inventory names, inventory file name, .text file, and then you have to specify your playbook details. So that's it. Now you will see the playbook is running and it is again trying to run the stuff which we have written in our YML file configurations. So this is also working fine. So I hope now you are clear what is playbook, what is Ansible inventory, how many types of inventory we can define. One is default file, vi, etc Ansible host file. There you can put the inventory details, or you can create your own inventory file, and while running your playbooks, you can put -i option, the path along with the file name of inventory, and you can run your playbooks as well. I hope till now it's clear for everyone. Thank you. Now let us see how Jenkins can be installed in target computer sitting on Ansible controller machine. So let us see our playbook for Jenkins, which I will be using to install it on the target computer. So let us understand it. As I told in the beginning, we have to use triple hyphen symbol at the top of our playbook. After that, name of your playbook, you can put any relevant name as you like. This playbook is for doing setup of Jenkins. So I am giving name setup Jenkins. As the host, which all machine you want to run this playbook, I am telling host as all. So whatever the machine name which has been specified in our inventory file, this will be applying your playbooks to all those machines. I discussed about gather fact in previous video. So what exactly gather fact does? It collects the system specific information from the target machine where exactly we are running our playbooks. In our case, we don't need the gather fact information. So I am making this gather fact as false. Now, the actual playbook start with task section. So inside the task sections, you can specify as many number of Ansible modules which you want to specify. In our case, we are using one module called yum repository module, one module yum module, and systemd module to deal with system related services. Now let us understand what yum repository module is doing. In the previous video, we have seen that Jenkins installation was failing because we were getting some error that Jenkins has not been found in the repository. So what we are doing, we are updating the repository in the target machine and we are explicitly specifying from where to download the Jenkins package. This is official site of Jenkins. Then some key we are specifying and this module will exactly connect to the target system. It will update the repository which will contain the Jenkins details. Next module is installing Java. Java is mandatory for Jenkins to work since Jenkins is a software which is written in Java language. So whenever you want to work on Jenkins, you need to make sure that Java is installed in your system. So here I am using yum module to install the Java packages. Next, to install Jenkins, again I am using yum module and then name of software is Jenkins and state is the latest version we want to install it. There is one systemd module and one again systemd module. So what systemd module, this systemd module is doing, it is reloading your config file once Jenkins installation is completed. Next systemd module, we are just starting the Jenkins services before once the configuration is reloaded, then we are starting the Jenkins services. So now let us run our playbook on the target system and let us see how exactly it is working. So Ansible hyphen playbook, your playbook name is jenkins.yml hyphen I is to denote inventory and then inventory file name. Let us see how it is working. So you can see playbook setup Jenkins is running. Repository has been updated in the target machine. Now it is trying to install Java. Let us see how much time it takes to install Java. Once Java is installed, then it should move to the next section of our playbook, that is installing Jenkins. So Java installation is completed here. Now it is trying to install Jenkins in our target system. So Jenkins installation is completed. Now it is doing daemon reload to check if any config level changes has happened. And then now it is trying to start Jenkins. Okay. So Jenkins installation is done and you can see playbook execution has been completed successfully without any error. Now let us go to node 1 and verify that really Jenkins has been installed, it's running successfully or not. So there is a systemctl command to check any running services in your system. So let us see. So you can see Jenkins systemctl status Jenkins and you can see it's active and running. And how much time before? 29 seconds ago Jenkins has been started. So you can see how Jenkins is useful. Suppose you have to do the similar setup on 100 computers. Nothing to worry. Just update your inventory file with all the 100 machine informations and just run your playbook in a single go. This is exactly beauty of Ansible. Now, one more real-time project which I will be showing you guys. In that project, we will do end-to-end monitoring setup in one target computer, installing all the different monitoring products. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and listening to this Ansible videos. And next video will be updating soon with more real-time exercises. At least I'll try to make 5 to 6 different videos which will be containing all the Ansible real-time examples. Thank you everyone.